Hello and welcome. My name is Tristan Resistus, but you can call me Triggles. And today we are going to be playing, if I can get my microphone stand adjusted properly. Why is that not showing up? There we go. Yeah, we will be playing some more space exploration, as we will be playing for quite some time, I feel. Just checking my levels as well. Cool. So, I have been doing a bit in the game. I've had a bit of a strange week, if I'm honest. Why did that not work? It feels like I've probably clicked on the wrong thing there. No, we're okay, I think. Yeah. I've had a bit of a strange week in that I had another bout of my occasional waking insomnia problem, which basically meant I've been kind of tired all week. So I've done a bit, but not as much as I probably was hoping. What it's boiled down to, really, well, I did this. I sort of started landfilling this because this is where I want to put in this. What are you waiting for? Oh, you're out of fuel. That's ironic because that is exactly what I want to do here. So why would you be out of fuel? I guess because this 5 seconds of inactivity isn't long enough to put any significant fuel in. So maybe if I just put it on 30 for now. Because that was really when it was filling up. But anyway, I'm landfilling this lake, basically, because we now have loads of landfill from this stone patch here. Although it has really eaten into it. It's quite remarkable. But yes, we got, this should be, yeah, that's half full sort of thing. So that patch there should certainly give us the ability to landfill the rest of this. Is this all ready to landfill? Yeah, they're just being random again. This needs roboports in it and stuff to actually properly fill it in. What's the coverage like? I might be able to sneak a couple of extra ones in. So one over here maybe. Extend it out a bit. It's nowhere big enough. That's not quite covered anyway, is it? So if we put one, say there maybe. Will that cover it? Nearly. I think maybe we'll do that. I'll have to, I'll have to tidy it all up and stuff later. Okay. Does that give me a bit more? Oh, I could maybe squeeze one in there as well. Could I? No, I couldn't. If I put that down first, and then work out where the power can go. Now, yes, so I'm kind of landfilling this lake with the intention of this being where I do the whole, what should we call it, depot refueling thing. It's more an experiment, really, than anything I think is actually going to kind of work and be practical. But I thought I'd filled all this in. Oh, I wouldn't have had radars on it, that's the problem. And that's why I couldn't see it all, just bits and pieces. I think that's got quite most of it. We'll soon be able to see. And speaking of which, we should really pop. Well, it's not covered. Oh, right, this isn't. Huh, did I not? Oh, I didn't put any doobies on, did I? Let's do that. We'll pop in a radar. I still haven't bitten the bullet and, deconstructed the old base. I'm still using it too much. Hello, Senna. Good day going on. Bloody splendid Friday effects this week, isn't it? Yes, it is. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing okay. We'll have to go and do that. I will almost certainly forget. But yes, it was a good one this week. I both enjoyed. I'll be honest, there was too much in a sense. I struggled. I only generally try and do them in the afternoon evening of the Friday. I kind of overdo it in a sense. Anyway, what I was saying is we're basically up here, ready to go with the first of the rocket launching because I've set up the satellite. I've done the small builds for bringing in these materials. We've got the oil, solid fuel here. Why are you not doing anything? You are doing your things. I'm not going to set the auto launch because I need to put some logic, I think. Oh no, I've done it. I've done it, haven't I? Because this is... If there's less than 1,000 in these... Yeah, okay, so we're fine on then. So we can do that one. Oh. Yes, there was a bit too much for me. Because the music's a tricky one because it's like... and I generally... Most games, I was saying in the the video, so you've heard this, but most games I don't actually play with audio, basically, or play with music, because it gets too much for me. Sensory overload type thing. Why are we not... Oh, right, okay, so... They have quite a slow build time, don't they? I guess we don't... I've put prod modules in it, obviously. Although I have got level 2, I'd forgotten that. But it's not got any speed modules on it, so it will be quite slow. Because we don't have speed modules. But yes, this should be good to go. The bit that's missing is the solar panels and the accumulators. In fact, did I bring any more? I didn't bring any more because I'm an idiot. So we won't actually be able to launch that many rockets. But this is more proof of concept stage. See if I've messed up any, trains or anything like that at the moment. So we'll let that chug away. See if it launches stuff and check back on it. But yes, as I say, I'll try and do the recording, the editing, all on that Friday afternoon, evening, because, well, partly because to try and do it when people are actually seeing it for the first time, as it were. But also just for if I don't, it then ends up taking up the entire weekend, basically. And well, as you saw, the video was 1 hour and 3/4 long, and the speculation I've started to edit less anyway, because I think it works better as just me rambling on. Because if you're here for me rambling on, then that's kind of what it is. But yeah, so it just took it. I mean, I started at 1:30, I think, and it went live at midnight. So yeah, it was a very long day, and there was just too many Easter eggs, I think. But also the music, as I say, it's a tricky one because it's like, a lot of people aren't going to care, or they'll just want to listen to it themselves. There's not a lot I can kind of add. Are those special SpaceX prod modules? Ish, yeah. So they are just regular prod modules. But in SpaceX, as in, they do the same thing. Where are prod modules in this? I think they're moved because... Aren't they? Or am I just going stupid? Oh, there we go. So, yeah, so, so what's the productivity? You can't see it on there. Well, plus 4%. So I don't think they're the same numbers, so that gives then 6%. But it goes up to like level 9, I think. I think it literally goes all the way across there. So you can go all the way up to sort of a huge productivity bonus. But the big change is in the beacons. I think you have regular beacons still. I think the normal ones are still in the game. But there's like these wide area effect beacons, and you can put like... I don't know actually, but it's like 7 modules in it or something. I don't know. But you can't overlap them. If you overlap them, the machines overheat, I think is the mechanic, and they basically just stop working. So you can only do 1 beacon per machine, and that includes the regular beacons. So you basically end up with like lots and lots of modules in 1 beacon, and it covers loads of machines, or as many as you can get, sort of thing. But also, yeah, there's more levels and they don't have as big a bonus for each one. What am I trying to look for? I'm looking for... Let's put solid that in. And let's see what it does. I think it's sitting there too short a time to get like coal in it, basically. And obviously coal is less efficient, and it is the one that's doing the biggest journeys. I guess also... Yeah. Actually, it shouldn't have done that. Why did it not do that? Oh, that, I put it on the wrong one. So that should be that. But that also needs a time passed. And then we want to go to there. And that way it'll actually load it in. Cool. So I don't really have a particular plan for today. As I say, I didn't really do as much due to the sort of lack of sleep, basically, as I was hoping. But I have put in, so we've got down here, we've got the glass production that I was talking about. We've got low density structures. Obviously blue circuits were going to be in there, but they don't fit anymore. I just popped in, which is this one? This is the, what do you call them? Shields, heat shields. They're over there because it's close to the stone. There's another one. Oh yes, well I put in this oil build. I put in several. I put in loads of oil builds actually. We got like 3 here basically, and so 1 there. Because this is just not going to be reliable enough. Is it over here? Yes, so we've then also got a battery build here. Ah, we have a logjam. Why do we have a logjam? Because you're trying to go into there. Where are you trying to go? Oh, right, your batteries. Right, that's metal. Are you actually... Oh, you're trying to pull in. So this one can't get in, which feels like a... Oh, dear. Oh, right, you overlap. Okay, that's terrible, isn't it? Right. Okay. So I guess I need to move that signal down. It's one of the flaws of my blueprints. They're not... They're really good. I really like them. But they don't really... They're, you know, meant to be 1-4 trains, but it's not really enough space for a 1-4-1 trains. I say I really like how modular they are. But, okay, so we need to dash down and do that tweak. Why are you not taking these out? Come on. Oh, you can pick it up next time. Yes, but the plan, as such as it is cargo rockets and the pieces for cargo rockets in particular, which I'm sort of hoping I've kind of built everything for. I think I might need blue circuits, so we might have to do that build. But yeah, we should then be looking at rocket fuel. We kind of have everything in place then to properly supply and service the space platform. I'm hoping we can get that done today, but if not, or tomorrow. But what I was hoping for tomorrow is that we might start kind of building up in space, because I'm sort of aware this is SpaceX, and you know, I have unlocked space and it's ready to go, but then I've spent, you know, 6 streams or what have you, basically still on Nauvis, just messing about with bigger and bigger intermediate builds. Right, so you need a signal correction down here, like so. Take that one out. Now we then need to see if we can fit one in there. There we go. And that should free things up. One of the biggest... So we've got a lot of bottlenecks, and they're a lot to do with the inserters. There's a lot of, you know, level 1 inserters on... And even, you know, speed... blue inserters are not really cutting the mustard, but as I say, I need to do the full rebuild for that. While we're here, I guess we could start planning out the solar and satellite and accumulator build. I'm sort of wondering. That's the beauty. Many things to fix and build. Yeah. It's I've sometimes described Factorio as it's like a puzzle game where you both create the puzzles and solve the puzzles. It's obviously, I mean, really, it's a sandbox game, but I say you sort of create your own. You know, the game just gives you an objective. You know, build red science, and then it's you that creates. You know, a spaghetti mess that. Looks like we're launching satellites then. That was quicker than I thought it would be, actually. It will quickly stop because, as I say, we've got no solar. There you go. We've got these whatever stacked up there, and that's about it, really. Oh, something taking damage. They seem to be loving this corner. The basic problem is it's these guys here, so they're a fairly big nest, and there's that one there now as well. And they're being hit by the pollution of what I'm doing over here, which is the oil stuff, which is horrendous. And of course, they're just pathfinding their way around the edge of the lake and coming here, and so we're getting really big concentrations that are just doing it. And the sort of the add-on problem I've created is that this is accidentally connected to the main logistics network. So the game is assigning a bot to fix these. That's probably, you know, over here somewhere or something, or doing landfill. So really, I need to just sort of move these roboports over ever so slightly and disconnect the networks. Again, problems I've created that I've got to solve. Right, so because the question is really, I mean, solar isn't built any differently. Compared to the main game. But of course, this is the battery build, which is why I'm building it here, so I can kind of avoid sending a train round. We can just hive off some batteries. But we do also have iron plate. So I'm wondering if we maybe steal that as well. It would mean I'm probably better upgrading it, because I do have these spare things here. Yeah, I think we'll steal the iron plate from that as well. And solar panels then are a bit more complicated. Oh, we've got copper. Okay, so we could steal the copper. So we would need to bring in green circuits, glass and steel. Okay. Copper will be really easy to steal. Okay. I wonder... Let me think. Let's turn the bots off for a bit. I'm just wondering if maybe I can sort of fit something on this this here. So if that was like there, would I... Because I guess I could move it up as well anyway, but this isn't going to be... This is a single train with solar panels and in fact, I wanted it to go up to a station in the middle here, didn't I? So if this was a T-junction, I'd be better able to do that. But yes, the Friday Facts was a good one, because obviously there was lots and lots of little Easter eggs and tiny bits in there. Quite a few that I didn't spot, which I suspected I wouldn't. But I think I got most of them. There's some chatter on the Discord as well. That's kind of confirmed a few guesses I made. Maybe if I pop that up there and then sort of chop that off. So it would appear, for example, that the So if this was... and that could actually be maybe there somewhere. I'll have to see. Basically right about the weird brown smudge, as I've started calling it, which is the organic looking thing on the... That doesn't look long enough. On the space platform is in... Well, I mean, I haven't confirmed what it is, but it's not some weird, you know, graphical bug or something like that. It is definitely there. It's part of the... on the platform, I guess. Of course, what it is, they've not said. But it is a real thing. It's not just some error. You know, I say bug or something like that. Oh, it's going to be 2, wasn't it? That's wrong, then. Okay. Yeah, so this actually wants to be like that here. So I really want a separate... If I do... That'll tell me where the power pods should be, so it should be there, I think. Why have you not made those... Oh, I turned the bots off, didn't I? Right, let's do that again. So we would have 1 carriage each. And then that wants to be there and there. It isn't there. Yeah, so it'd be like that, basically. Okay. Yeah, so that was intriguing. The other video I'd love to do is like a combat speculation one. I mentioned before, I am working on this science one, but it's just been so difficult to actually kind of make it happen. I wonder if that's probably... Let's not do what I just did there. Yeah, because, say, I'm still working on the notes, basically. I keep calling it a script. It's more like notes. But I have this holiday coming up in a week and a half. So I should be able to get it done then. But the other one I'll try and do is something on combat. Some speculation around combat, I think. I wonder how far up I could fit in. Let's give it a go then. So, do one like that. And I can use this double stop thing I've been doing here. Quite like this idea. Not done anything like this before. So that would not fit without landfilling. That's also very close, isn't it, to the end. See, they've basically eaten up all the landfill I made. Okay. How about then I move it down? Because it'd be kind of great to have the third one in here as well. You know, sort of squeezed in somehow. If I was to... So what's the ratios? It's because it's basically the panels that I'm doing. So green circuits is more. Okay. Because if we were to have... No, that wouldn't really work, would it? I could maybe... just put a regular... Because... Where's my station? Yeah, because I can move that down. Make sure they're parallel at least. Alright. No, there you go. Right. What's wrong? Okay. Right. Let the bots do their thing. Yes, but I say I wasn't massively keen. It seems interesting. It's like seems to be a bit divisive on where people have been posting on kind of Reddit in particular, where some people seem to really love the Fulgora, you know, track as it were, song. Yeah, and then what were the other two? Glass, I think, and steel. Yeah, people seem to either sort of love the, you know, their preferred one is the Fulgora one. And you know, I said in the video that it's not my cup of tea. It's not, I didn't dislike it as such. So I had some problems with the weird noise that was sort of part of it. But I think that was the Spidertron that I was hearing. Because I think it's, I mean, even if it isn't, you know, I think if they're going to have like an arrhythmic thing, you know, where it's like making basically random noises, possibly need to rethink that because, you know, as I was saying in the video, that's not a good thing really to have in your game because it creates a unsettling atmosphere, which is not really what you want. Not for extended periods of time. So I guess that's fine leaving like that. Let's see if that's okay. I think we might take those out. Don't really need that one. Do I need that? Probably, so I can connect them. Then we want unloads. But yes, the other tracks I really like. People did point out they're a bit sort of no, I don't know about generic sci-fi fantasy, but you know, very similar to. And I guess it's because they are epic in a sense. You know, they're sort of movie soundtrack like, so it's not surprising that people have gone, oh, that sounds like, you know, Elm's Deep or something like that. I guess I want the same on here, really. Do I want it at the top, though? It kind of depends how many lanes I'm having coming out. Let's assume, for the time being, we don't know. So we'll put apples on both sides. Right, so the objective then, on the next step, is to work out how many of these we actually want to build. Let's see. If we're building solar panels... Now, does the Statellite... I keep starting talking about the Friday X and then... It's because it's the design stuff and I get a bit wrapped up in that. Solar panels and accumulators 10 times. But I'm not... What am I actually producing? what do I need? If I'm launching one of those... I can't remember what it was. It was like... Oh, look, orange science. Nice. Nice. How much are we actually reducing? 1.5k, oh, that's not bad. But yes, so I think I was going to try and launch one of these at the same rate as these. So that's 60 a minute. And this is making 20 a minute. Of course, there's this thing that you get 1,000, so... it's a fifth of that, or 5 times that, to make one rocket. So... what does that tell me? If I'm making... well, let's do it based on these. Silly idiot. So, we would need 12.375 of those per minute. 12.375. I did it again with the number thing. 12.375. 12.375 per minute. Other way around, isn't it? So, if it produces... I can't remember what it produces, actually. I think it's 1,000. Anyway, 12.375. Oh, it's another one going. So, 80... of those, and you get like 1,000 every launch. So we would only need 5 a second sort of thing, and it's making... well, I think I've just gone completely mad on that. That doesn't make any sense what I did there. I seem to remember I worked it out last time, and this was running, or had to run, at 1/10 of the rate. So we needed like one a minute, basically. So if we're making 1 a minute rather than 90 a minute, we would need 9. So we would need 10 solar panels and 10 accumulators per minute. Right. We want a lot more than that, but let's work on that basis. So that already gives us 18. Now, I can't prod these. I can prod them. No, I can speed them, though. Space Aliens sounds cool. I wonder how they are travelling around out there, though. It's got to be... I mean, it's got to be that they're on meteorites or something like that. I don't know if the meteor... you know, the really big one that crashed into the platform in the video. I wondered if that was maybe the clue, in a sense, that that's how space aliens might get on your platform. The only thing I didn't understand about that is, you know, so they crash and then there's the aliens there. You know, they spawn out of it, or maybe it leaves a nest if it's got the room on your platform, something like that. But they were close to the central hub. You know, they were around it. So what does that mean? Because they've somehow gotten from... if you say they crashed on... the asteroids seem to only impact on the edges. You know, there's not a sense of... you know, it could impact in the middle of the space platform. So if it just literally spawns some aliens when it crashes into you, then they've somehow travelled halfway across the platform, even though it had, what was it, like, 30 guns on the front, and I think I saw about 20 lasers and, 20 rocket turrets. So these aliens have somehow got from crashing at the edge, and there weren't many of them. There were only like 5 corpses as it looked. Well, there was one set of eyes, I think, so it might have even just been one actual alien. But it's somehow gotten to the middle of the platform. Now, it did look huge. The scale of it seemed to be really big, because that space, the central thing is kind of enormous. It's like 9 by 9, I think, or something like that. It's like a rocket silo or something like that. So it's really big, and the splurt and the the alien covered all of that area. So that's how it could have got, I guess, to the middle, because it's absolutely enormous and takes a ridiculous amount of damage to kill. So that's one kind of possibility, I thought. The other one is that maybe it goes inside, so it crashes into your platform, and obviously your platform is effectively just this big, empty. It's a big, massive chest in a sense. So it goes inside, and then it just sort of comes out at the hub, basically, or something like that. The other option is that they could crash, because if they are a land-based problem as well, as in they're satellite, meteorites with aliens on them, and they can crash into platforms, but they can also crash onto planets and give you problems there. Though we've not seen any bases with like defences in the middle of them, which you would expect there to be. Like this has this system here with where are they? These guys protecting the entire planet, basically. But we've not seen any hints of anything like that. So, I don't know. It's a bit sort of... Have we seriously used up all that land? It's ridiculously hungry. It's absolutely insane. But, yeah, so if they were crashing onto the planet, you'd expect there to be turrets and stuff around the bases. But maybe they can only crash into platforms that are in orbit. Maybe that's the limit of what they can do to make it a bit simpler. And so while, because apparently it was V that was his his platform that he'd built. While that it was in orbit and he was building it, an asteroid crashed into it, a random one. Because I suspect he's probably built it around Volcanus, but it crashed into it, and then the aliens were on the platform, and he effectively had to wipe them out. That could be quite interesting. Hello, Solburn, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. We just saw the bite remains on the space platform, yeah. Yes, it was V's. I guess it's more of a deliberate landing on the space platform at any location instead of frontal, like the asteroids, but of course it's just a guess. Yeah, that was the other thing I thought. Maybe it's some other... It's not part of those big, big asteroids. It's a separate biter asteroid. Oh. See what I mean? They're coming around the edge. It's getting a bit annoying. Because I started this thought and didn't finish it. But basically, I don't have artillery coverage out to here. It literally just skims the edge. And these guys are soaking up all... There they are, look. That's a big wedge of them. And I can't reach any of it. It's out of range. And we are literally over here. So, I don't know. Maybe I stick in a little turret here or something? Oh, we've blocked up again. My train networking. Biter asteroids. Also, we saw a reactor with a circuit wire, which is nice. Yeah, I didn't spot that one. That was on... somebody mentioned that on the Discord. Where are you trying to get to, then? So you're trying to go that way. And you're trying to go that way. How have you even got that far? Oh, that should be a debris. This is the type of rubbish that... is why we're getting remote things, because idiots like me build stupid train networks that don't work properly. Right, let's reverse you up. I probably don't even need the 2 sulfuric acid trains anymore. It was only while this was building its first set of batteries. Oh, you're going to just sit there, are you? That's red. Why is that on red? Because no. Oh, because this overlaps into there. See what I mean? Stupid idiots building stupid train networks that don't work. Now. It's that one that's the problem, isn't it? And I can't move you any further forward. So I might have to abandon, because I've got two of them basically because I was doing the nuclear, and this is all backed up now, so it's not doing any demand. So I think what I'm going to do, if I send you to here maybe, and then it's at least a station you can go to. See, this is, it's why we need remote view. Because if I was away on some other planet, I won't be able to fix this. Probably more sensible if this actually connected there. Right, did you... Because you need to go... If I take you to there... And then you'll be able to come out again. Oh, I don't know. Oops, bypass also saw a reactor and circuit wire. Yeah, the circuit wire and the reactor was a nice little thing that I didn't spot. It'd be so I've never really bothered, you know, kind of maintaining steam levels and all that sort of stuff in a reactor because you just get so much nuclear fuel. It's almost I usually find with the nuclear stuff that you sort of get to a point where you just got too much. And you're sort of desperate for uses for it because everything's just solidly backed up. But yeah, if you're going to put nuclear reactors on a platform, then I think you're going to need to be able to control it. So to be able to get the heat level or, you know, level of amount of uranium fuel left in it or, you know, something along those lines would be quite useful for managing... Why did you leave that up? Managing the nuclear stuff on the platforms. Max rate calculator is 3 years old and has issues with some buildings. Rate calculator is much newer. Okay. First one that spotted it. This is signals on the T-junction up top. Which one? This one? Yeah. That should probably be a chain. Stop it coming down too soon. That's there. It's a regular signal. That makes sense, I guess. I'll leave it. See what it does. Really, I could just pipe this up. I don't really even know why I put train in, because it's so... Oh. It's such a short distance. What the heck is the point of me doing a train? I think I really put it in because I already had a train doing the nuclear stuff. So that's the real solution, I think. It's just to get rid of it. It's a single yellow block. If only had elevated rails. Indeed. The whole centre is a single block. That's why it got stuck. Yes, I won't train that. Yeah. I don't know. I say I didn't have a great night. Well, I've been suffering with my waking insomnia, so what I've built just recently has been done on quite minimal sleep, so that's my excuse. This may need to be items a minute. So that's 25 now. Is that probably what I want to do? I think that's probably okay. So then in terms of belts, so it's half a belt of green would be the only challenge, I think. But then we've got the entire stop with the thing. Okay, yeah, I think that works. Crikey. Probably do some pushing back, actually. Right. Yes. Season changes aren't good for sleep patterns. I found it was too warm, and that might my sleep worse. Yeah, I always really struggle with the clock change. It's a very strange thing to try and explain because it's just 1 hour, but it just always completely knocks me. Actually, do I want it on that side? Might be a bit easier if I didn't do it there. You know, it's 1 hour, literally 1 hour, and you know, I'm suddenly completely zonked out. Have I accidentally undone? The redo button is going to be really useful as well. You see, they're stuck again. Yeah. Let's go and take the train out, and then I can put some pipes in at some point. So why I didn't just, because it's not even like it needs to come up here. It's just literally I can pipe it in the back there. So that's the distance. It's nothing. So why did I put a train in? Anyway, let's get rid of it. Yeah, so I always really struggle with the clock change, and I've never really known quite why. I'd make a terrible traveller. You know, these people who jet set around the world. You know, just going to France always knocked me for 6, and that's just an hour ahead, basically. Right. We'll actually build something in a minute. Get rid of this. Okay, and then copy and paste that. Boop. And then, have I got some landfill? I'm sure I can make plenty of landfill. Oh, enough for what I need to do. Cool. So it just needs to be a single. Not even it. Yeah, for tidiness sake. Oh. So, have there been any other big revelations on the Discord? It's kind of cool that the devs are that interactive. I never really. I'm not actually. I think we've said this before. I struggle a bit with Discord. It's sort of like instant messenger used to be, and I always sort of. It's like having multiple text message conversations at the same time, and I always just struggle with it. I was always more of a forum person. I don't use the Factorio forum because at one point I got banned for absolutely no reason. Bad boy, you see. I mean, I got it reinstated. I'm not still banned, but I left a sour taste in the mouth. Oops. Come on, there we go. So that gives us. This needs to be glass. Why is no glass coming in? Because there's no train. Okay. Oh, I've only got 2. Oh, of course I put 2 down on the other one, didn't I? But yeah, what else did we get? We got both lots and lots of detail, but also no real detail on Folgora. I couldn't work out what the heck was going on there. such a mess. Not a mess. Such a dark view. I don't know why. I mean, I guess building it, you know, they would have had like, you know, power armor and that, but it didn't seem to have any lights on it. So I don't know if they'd been deliberately removed to make it difficult to see what was going on. But yeah, it was a bit annoying that I couldn't really. Although maybe people have worked it out, but I couldn't even tell. Let's put some of these solid fuel in, actually. Couldn't even tell, you know, what was on the belts, basically. It was all a bit sort of difficult. Okay, so that's glass. And then have we got any other trains? We've got... Wait, why has copper turned up here? Dang. That should be steel, shouldn't it? Because we've already got a copper train. Dang. I put the limits on. That's annoying. Yeah, and I've got no space for it. Okay. Let's just dump this in a chest. 2. Put that back. Yeah. Yeah, so the only one that I didn't like was the Fulgora one, but just because of the style of it, just not my cup of tea. But it seemed like quite a few people were keen. But the last one was intriguing because it was sort of almost a mix of different styles of things. I said in my video, it's sort of like giving that April Showers, the Bambi soundtrack song vibe to it. So I don't know if actually Bacchus or whatever it's actually called is actually a rainy planet in some way. That'd be interesting. A bit close to Fulgora though, because I can't imagine rain being an actual hazard or a benefit. And if it rain, you'd expect to have lakes, so it don't give you much kind of over and above in terms of mechanics, you know. But we shall have to see. Right, that's all that junk cleared out. Cool. 2 trains, 2 carriages. So let's put... Now, do you have any... Okay, so you're all full up. Oh, there's another one out of fuel again. Where have you come from? Oh, hang on. Ah, I know why that's happened. Because I've assumed that, like this, I fueled them. Oh, we've got another discovery. I fueled them at drop-offs, but I haven't. Okay. And there is coal right there, so that's very annoying. Okay. See, I just can't be trusted with the train network. Right. Well, I'll have to go and do that one. Right, fine. Just leave that there. Let's get some more trains in order. Okay. So I guess we'll pop over there. Got even more backed up now. Pop over there. Fix that. So I just need to grab a bit of coal. Send it this way. Oops. Do. So it's heading off to back to the main network. How are we doing? I wonder if I can get rid of some of these. In the meantime, we can go maybe sneakily catch them on the edge. Oh. And then some problems down here, weren't there? Boopity boopity boop. I sort of mentioned it on the thing, but particularly the Volcanus one, music and the visuals, because I've you know, I really want to play the expansion, like really want to play it, but I think until that one, yesterday's one, that was more like intellectually, if you see what I mean. Whereas with the Volcanus one, it was like almost like from the heart, as it were. It was sort of almost a deep yearning to play it, sort of thing. A sort of why can't I play this now, like on a visceral level rather than because a lot of it for me is curiosity. What are the mechanics? How does it work? Which is why I do the type of video I do on them. But that was a very real. Oh, I really want to play this now. I wonder when we will actually get it. A few of you. And then maybe if there's any left over, keep taking that down. Cool, how are we doing? Clearly need a refueling station. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to put in, and I'm intending it to be here, a sort of gigantic, ridiculous refueling station. Because I'm dropping the rocket fuel off here, and eventually this is where I'm processing uranium. You see, so idea is to eventually have all the trains with uranium fuel in. atomic fuel or whatever it's called. And then I can get rid of a lot of these random things, and also, yeah, will massively increase because they're not all coal powered as well. But yeah, so that's what I'm going for. But it's proving a little difficult to kind of landfill it all. And I also started in the wrong place. I basically had landfilled all of this and realised that it was this lake that I needed to landfill. So yeah, bit of an error. Okay, let's go and sort that particular oil train. But I'll try it out in just 2.0 just to see how it works out. You perhaps need a lot of refueling stations considering there are usually hundreds of trains. Well, they've got... So when 2.0 hits, there'll be the whole interrupt system, which is part of why I want to try this, because you obviously can't do that at the moment. It's a very fixed schedule, but the advantage of the interrupt system, is going to be that they won't just automatically... Because when I set this refueling thing up, every train will go there every time. There's not really a way of saying only go to somewhere, you know, to refuel if you need more fuel. But that will be possible in 2.0. But I almost want to get into the habit. It's like I've considered this, and I'm actually doing... I could turn that into landfill, couldn't I? I've forgotten that was there. It's almost to get into the, like... Or to look at different mindsets and ways of playing. Because I tried to do depots when I first played. And... Because it feels like the right thing to do, because it's how actual trains work, sort of thing. But I don't know, it's just sort of proved impractical, really. No, don't go anywhere. Silly thing. But yeah, interrupts it, or you'll basically be able to do it only when you need it. So it won't go to the refueling station unless it gets to a... And of course you can do a train depot that's just for, you know, to store trains effectively that don't have anywhere to go. But a refueling thing, you can literally just say, right, well, only go there when you empty your fuel. I believe. I think that's how it works. We shall have to see. So you won't need a million train stops, basically. You know, they'll just need a handful, because your trains are only ever going to need fuel. Because it's actually massively, these whole things of refueling at every station is horribly inefficient. Why have you stopped there? Oh, because you're also going here, because I've set this to manual. Okay, fine. Is this not on? Yeah. I was hoping for it to put some fuel in, because it probably doesn't have any. So we would have exactly the same problem again. But yeah, if you've ever actually watched the train refuel in this thing here, even though it's got these 3 slots, basically never uses them. You'd have to have a base so big, you know, that it's like proper super ginormous mega base type of thing, because they're actually like really quite efficient at travelling. Particularly when you get the nuclear fuel, you're effectively having 3 bits of nuclear fuel, you know, sat in a train when it's only using 1 at any one, like ever. And so you have all these boxes around your base with, nuclear fuel in that is just never being used. So, you know, it can be much more kind of efficient. Hopefully. But yeah. Last one. So it's got 50 coal in. Another one. Crikey. I wonder how many there are. Oops. Right, let's hop back in the tank. Drive like an idiot. So, brain's not entirely functional today. Or this week. Let's just go around one way. Oh. I've been doing my thing as well. I'm overstuffed. I got these 2 weeks off. I'm already overstuffing it with things I need. Or, decided I'm going to do, because it's not a going away holiday as such. But I'm going to this gaming convention, which is like 3 days basically. I think my dad wants me to come and visit him because it's my birthday as well. Just to go and see the family, as it were, then. So that'll be another 3 days probably. So that's half the holiday. Where even am I? Already gone, and I've decided I'm going to try and I bought this TV stand thing. Like TV unit thing, but it's a self-assembly, so I've got to build that. And then once I've got that space free, I'm then going to restart my process of, because this room, and well, all my rooms are just junk basically. So I want to restart the process of taking them down the tip, which I started, and then the work went insane. So I was just sort of mentally totting up how many days. Plus there's doing the videos on the Friday Facts. There's the science one I want to do. There's the military one I'm thinking about doing. So I think I've created about 20 days worth of jobs for myself and things to do. And I'm getting 14 days off. So a classic me holiday. Right. Pop that in. And add you on too. There. Now. Empty. But what I need to do is check out other. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So that does have refueling. Okay, so that's okay then. We can pop in a couple of fuels. Set you auto. I didn't do was appropriately limit the chests. I mean, we need like half a belt. So let's save on them for now. Limits on. Oops. Just put it back in. Right, and you were going to be what? Glass, okay. Why can't you reach that station? I guess because you're probably not sat at the station properly. Follow empty. No, there's something wrong. Oh, well, there's no signal there. Cool. Right. I mean, this was meant to be about doing cargo rockets, but what I've actually done, of course, is not very much. Did I limit those? I did. So then you need to go to steel load. Full on empty. Awesome. Right. Let's think about how much room. So, no, wrong one. Because these are in, aren't they? Because what I'm thinking about doing is actually putting both into both carriages. Just because there's the whole thing of trains turning around when they go to various stops in my system. So if they both got both, then they can just use filters to load and unload properly. Cool. Now, you're going to need some fuel, I guess, aren't you? We have the solid fuel there. Okay, I'll have to bring that round then. That's fine. So these want to load on. How do I want to do that? I guess do something a little bit weird. And then we want to hook one up to the one and one up to the other. Cool. Right, so if this is one of them, let's have a think, see. Okay. So if I do my usual build style, actually, and then we put the four that, we could then do that. Have I made this a nice? No. Just go up by 2, basically. So, there are actually 4 ingredients on this, so we need the inserters, a belt, inserters. That. So then one of the ingredients need to come out. Oh, well, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. It's still pretty dang slow. Do that. And this is the only one that's bringing new things, as it were. So, hopefully, imagine we had... No, it's not going to fit, is it? So if there was a theoretical beacon there, and it's exactly the same build, isn't it? For, well, no it isn't, because I don't need as many belts, do I? No, so we can get a slightly different design. I'm not actually going to build these, I'm just trying to fit it into the space and not overlap with that. So if that was where the beacon was, then this could be the accumulators. Actually thumping out the planets. I don't know if it has, maybe it has a thing where, you know, it does them at a certain rate, basically, of discoveries, and because I've had it sat there for a million years doing nothing, it's decided, right, well, there's all these credits, as it were, accumulated for discoveries, so it's just giving me one every time now. That makes it sound like it's thinking it'll just be some counter, basically. So, that's all probably a bit close. I mean, I guess what I could think maybe in terms of is if I did have another build. So it would go, I mean, it's just one tile up, isn't it, basically? And that wouldn't allow room for bacons anyway, so 1, 2. So the first one would probably need to be there. And then we get rid of all that. And then the second one is there. And then that one there. Sorry, bots, I've just given you a mammoth job, haven't I? We already built this, they said. We already built this, and now you want to build it again. And I didn't put in the plumbing inserters. Right. Oops. 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 There. So this won't actually exist. I just keep messing them about, don't I? Such a cruel bot master. Right. Get rid of that one. And then these guys. This is more things needed. Choose fasts. Didn't put the lights on. Oh. I know you're moaning, bots, but you know, if you build it efficiently in the first place, wouldn't be any problems from that. That robot, I noticed quite a lot of consternation on the forums of like, why have you got so many blowing robots? Yeah. I think that base might have been built quite a long time ago. Because Yeah, there seem to be a few things that, you know, perhaps represented pre-other changes, so it's pre the improvement to bots, basically. What is the fourth ingredient I need to bring over from that? It's copper, okay. Okay. So, do I want to combine these first, maybe? Yeah, let's do it. Oops. Oh. And then let's bring it down this way. Because that needs to go. Across there. And then copper. Okay, we have a speculation that the biter remains are a placeholder for a different enemy, possibly the floaty brain thing. So, okay, I would 100% go with them being a placeholder, in a sense, or sort of a, yeah, that's not exactly what's there type situation. If it's the floaty brain guy, I don't know. I was going to say that would be a little disappointing, and that's not quite right. Well, I suppose it's completely alien biology, isn't it? So it doesn't matter in a sense, but he's very wet for something that floats about in space. I guess he could travel around on asteroids or something like that, maybe. But yeah, that's a very sort of wet and gribbly alien design for something in space. It'll be interesting if the brain casing is that's effectively a helmet. You know, that's an interesting that's an interesting idea. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would not be at all surprised if it is essentially a placeholder for the remains of something else. I'm not convinced that it would be the brain alien though. Just because it doesn't feel right. I guess it could be. I mean, what would the mechanic be then as well? And how would that work? I mean, it would make sense because I've speculated before that the brain alien has like a shield or force field or something like that, and it's essentially able to like protect itself. And that would be quite a good. You know, you've got the rocket turrets, which you would expect to just annihilate everything. You know, that's why the Spidertrons have got them, because it's just it's a late game. Well, at the moment it is, I guess. I mean, that could change, of course. But it's a late game, you know, thing you can produce in high volume that does a lot of damage, and you know, lets your white biters out by the dozen. So an alien with a shield then gives you an extra challenge, because either you got to break the shield or it requires a special weapon or something like that. So that'd be interesting, I think. Wet. We were correct about many speculations, but not always. Oh yeah, no. The fun is, well, the speculation is just fun no matter what. I kind of assume that. Well, having now played this and looked at the text and stuff, a lot of it just seems to be straight lifted from this. But a lot of the speculation I was doing, I knew nothing about this. I didn't, you know, this is literally me playing it for the first time and having not really watched anybody play it or anything, because it always seemed like a mod that would drive me mad, which is interesting because I'm actually really loving it. But yeah, I mean, some of the things are almost obvious. You know, I don't see why they would be anything else, in a sense. You know, because there's not really any... Well, I played... Oh, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? I played a heck of a lot of games in my time, so you tend to see, over those many, many years, the same sorts of mechanics in a lot of games. Because, you know, there's only so many ways of skinning a cat sort of thing. Whatever the expression is. The range are on the lower part of the platform, and there are laser turrets around there. Yeah. There's rocket turrets as well, actually, on the lower bit. So that's what I was saying. I mean, I think you joined afterwards, but it's a bit sort of confusing in a sense, a bit sort of unclear. Now, do you need half a belt of quite how the remains got there? Even if they are that floaty alien or what have you, they have somehow got from the edge of the platform, unless, as I speculated, that, you know, it can crash into the middle of the platform, but they've got from the edge of the platform to the middle when it's absolutely bristling with you know, turrets of bullet turrets, rocket turrets, laser turrets. That's a lot of firepower to have got past. So it was either there before it actually, you know, had those turrets on it, so it, you know, set up camp, or it crashed in the middle and so was straight there and then just got wiped out, or it's got some mechanism for protecting itself to the degree that, you know, it's able to withstand, you know, a huge amount of punishment. And a shield would be quite a good way of achieving that, I think. So on speed rounds, SpaceX in 18 hours, 9 hours RTC at 2 times speed. Yeah. Wow, that's quite... Yeah. I mean, No Spoon was the last achievement I got, kind of deliberately, because I'm just not that fast of a player. There's certain things, like I said, like when I did my Mega Base, you know, I said quite a lot in that when I was doing it, that the reason I hadn't done it was because it's the sort of thing that didn't really appeal to me. Or I thought it wouldn't appeal to me. As it turned out, you know, I really quite enjoyed doing it, and it highlighted quite a lot of flaws in how I play the game. Which is why I then started some of the other series that I've been doing of the Blueprints one. That's going to crash into the pipe, isn't it? Although, I'll hop over. There we go. The idea of which I would build blueprints that were... Because one of the things that held me back in that series, that took so long, was the whole... I don't have a standard set of blueprints. I'm always building from scratch because I love designing so much. But if it takes you 30 hours to get... Oh, that's annoying. It takes you 30 hours just to get to the point of being able to, you know, launch your first rocket because you've spent all that time designing, rather than just sticking down designs you've already got, then I'm just going to have to grab this, aren't I? It's not going to clear off in time. Oops. Then yeah, you know, that needs to be fixed. So that's, you know, where a lot of these rail blueprints and, you know, other blueprints have come from. Because I never bother doing that, because say I love the designing too much, which is one of the things I quite liked. I'm not sure where it was said, but the implication in about Space Age is that it's a bit like this, where you end up, you know, spending hours and hours and hours designing something and building it and, you know, tweaking it and making it good and all that sort of stuff. And that's, you know, that's the bit of the game I love the most, really. Speed round. But they said lasers aren't very good against asteroids. I think they can come from the side below, or they are cloaked. That would be interesting. I did notice the old cold asteroid was basically invisible, which I don't think that's not coal. I mean, it's carbon, isn't it? But I don't think that's a a stealth way for a biter to get in there. But having an asteroid that is incredibly difficult to see. What have I done here? That's just completely wrong, isn't it? It's going to be a bit of a challenge to manage. I'm going to have to move it up by one tile as well, aren't I? Nuts. Because it should connect you to that one. Dang. Yeah, an asteroid that's, really tough to see. Could create a bit of a different dynamic to it, because it means, as you say, you can't really tell where they are, so you can't see what direction they're coming in from and all that sort of stuff. My assumption is that if you were dead in an asteroid field, because the platforms seem to have, well, maybe I was overinterpreting that. That might not be the case. The momentum for the platform seemed to be more like air and terrestrial based, if you see what I mean. So it seemed to, slow down when the thrusters were, which obviously is not how space would actually work. It would just, keep going at the heading and the speed it was set at. It might have done that, and I might have just not properly seen it. But it did seem to be, like it basically slowed down and stopped when you didn't have any, like a train basically. Which means that asteroids could come in any direction. But either way, if you're dead in the water, I imagine, as you say, asteroids do come from every direction. And it's only when you're moving that it switches to basically spawning them at the front of you. That was my assumption of how it would work. But I say it would be good if they did have a, frictionless movement, basically. So you could just set a platform going, give it a massive impulse at the beginning, burns through a load of fuel, and then that's all the fuel it's got, and it just drifts, essentially, to the thing. The reason I don't think they'll do that, and they'll go with a more, let's say, friction-based thing, is because then, if you did that, how would you ever slow it down? Because if you've not got a sort of mechanic where the platform just, drifts to a hole, essentially it would just fly into the planet it was pointed at. Or, it may not, because of it wouldn't have the course correction, but you get the point that it would just fly on and on and on and on and just disappear off into the ether, basically. And how would you ever know, type of thing? Because it's dead, so it's not going to communicate with you. This is, this is what I actually want, is that bit of production, and I've just stuck them on because eventually there'll be high-level belts and stack inserters and all that sort of stuff. So that's why it's massively overdone. They really do love coming over there, don't they? Okay, so we are producing both. It's only taken an hour and a half to get here. I haven't put any fuel in. Okay. But yeah, cloaked biters would be a really interesting, mechanic, full stop. And it could be a good, good reason it's the big brain bug, because it's able to generate a cloaking field, and so you don't know any biters are coming until suddenly they're eating your base. And it cloaks a load of biters. That's a really interesting idea, actually. Yeah, and it just sort of eats, it just uncloaks suddenly at your walls, and suddenly, there's a real and significant threat. Now, am I going to bring this stuff in at the bottom or the top? It would also be a good sort of answer / solution to one of my biggest issues with the new bases spawning, because what tends to happen is they'll send out this colonisation group, and it's got four biters in it, and it's just rubbish. It doesn't build a significant base, and if it hits your walls, it just gets annihilated. But if they were cloaked, and you didn't know they were there, and I mean literally cloaked, as in artillery can't see them, because there's a brain bug there hiding them, and you'd have to go out and find them. That'd be really quite interesting, I think. So I appear to have chosen spaghetti for some reason. Let's take it up. It'll be a bit easier to go around here. I say all these trains want to go to a refueling thing, but I haven't done that yet. I'm so preoccupied with the space aliens and music that I probably forgot all the other cool things they showed. I realised perhaps the space platforms they showed was mainly for transportation, because a large number of cargo buildings and lots of motors for speed, perhaps. I think the motors are definitely there to make it reasonable speed. I am curious as to this power to weight ratio thing that they mentioned, because it sounded like it's almost like there'll be a optimum point in your curve where basically you put so much on it that a thruster doesn't really speed it up, it actually slows it down, sort of thing, because it's so much extra weight. Did I limit these chests? I did, didn't I? And it'd be quite interesting, I think, getting to grips with that mechanic, because it sounds like it is going to be quite complicated how it will actually work. So, if I copy that station... Oops. Is there a point... The basic question is there a point... And there almost certainly will be, where it's not actually worth putting any more thrusters on. So, am I going to stick this in here and cause even more problems for myself? If I had common sense, I'd stick it at the top and just accept that it's going to be... Oh! We are launching a lot of... Oh, I guess it had quite a lot on the belt, didn't it? Oh, a new star. Okay. I thought you didn't get them until... I thought there was another type of satellite that you launched that gave you... Huh. Interesting. I thought there was like a deep space one that actually told you where the... where they were? Guess not. Look, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's just do the stupid thing. Anyway, we need to restock anyway, so let's head back. This train is slowly filling up with its things. Oh, I didn't really need a station. So this would be... do... and do... load. Wrong one. I predict a 9-cat mod that will make the engines shoot rainbows and play the night. Oh, Nancat, sorry. I see. Yeah. Crikey, that's going back a bit. I certainly think rainbow thrusters would be quite incredible. It's one of the best graphics they put in there. I mean, all the new ones look amazing, and not that the old ones don't look amazing, but those engines and you know, the flame shooting out of them. It's just phenomenal. Oh, we're still on now. Do you mean me? This? Yeah, this is now this still. I'm afraid I've gone into a weird sort of state of almost trying to perfect this build, basically. And trying to set it up more than I should, probably. So yes, this is just around now this. Just at now this, and I'm still building things. The next step is going properly into space. Because what I need to set up is like proper cargo rocket production. That's what this was meant to be in this train, but in the end I've just built rockets and built solar panels for and accumulators for rockets, basically. So yeah, we'll move on to that next. But yes, we're still on now this, and making slow progress. Right. I need more belt for backup then. I'll be honest, part of the other reason, so we actually have a coronal mass ejection coming for the Nauvis orbit. And my understanding, I better just check, hadn't I? This thing... defense against space coronal mass ejections. Energy... per planet and orbit. So I basically need to... against up to 500 gigawatts of attacking power. Have I got enough of that? Does that mean I'm going to have to put 4 on then? Oh no, 500 gigawatts it said, not 1.87. But yes, we've got a coronal mass ejection coming that's coming to the orbit. Now obviously at the moment, because I've only got the tiny little base, it's a fairly slim chance that it'll hit that. But I would not be happy for it to take it out. So one of the reasons for doing all this is so that I can mass produce even more solar panels and just have that as my core power, because I have built a lot of stuff. And we're now at about 700 megawatts of like continuous demand, and only 1.1 gigawatts of total. So I've only got like 500 gigawatts spare. So I do also need to add in more of the nuclear. Second island. So at some point, if this isn't progressing... In fact, I need to put a tag on, don't I? And need to do that as well. I'll give that a doobry. Yeah, so I need to do that to speed that along. What was I going to do? I was going to put that in there. And then we need to pop up, set up the other thing for this. Because the idea of this really, as well as the things, is that I need a station for this so that I can extend it quite easily. But again, it's going to need more land filling. Put some at the bottom there. Okay. Oh, look at all that science data. It's not doing too badly at all, is it? Why? Oh, because the satellites and stuff. Okay. So I think we will add that in, because that'll then help me fill up this rocket. Not that it's not half full. Because we need that to be in, going up to space. That's our first candidate for the actual cargo rocket build. Oh dear. Just get myself trapped. Any of the bum. I bet this is filled up as well, isn't it? Yeah. We're getting so much coal, it's bonkers, but I don't have coal liquefaction, which is what I want to do with it. You know, turn it all into plastic, basically. I'm so far behind on science, really. Okay. Let us set up this station in the worst possible place. Change some parts off. Let's see. Yeah. And then that's wrong, isn't it? Okay. Why have I done that? That was daft. Should just copy that one. I don't need that junction. What I need is this. Oops, this one. Right. It's a mess, but it wouldn't be one of my builds if it wasn't. Oh! Off she pops. So, what we need to do here then is kind of have different sort of unload, I guess. Let's use some and I guess I could unload what would be easiest if I do both of them. So this one then maybe is the solar panels. this one. No. Here's the accumulators. We only need... Actually, it's quite a lot, doesn't it, that it takes in. So, like that. Let's do that. So hopefully they're then both on the same side, is that right? So that bit on the left. And the left, yeah. Okay. And now a bit of spaghetti. Oh. Cool. So you should be unload for that. I don't think I set you on auto, did I? No. Oh, in fact, you've not even got instructions. I think actually we're going to have it unload at the other place as well. I need a dynamic setting, don't I? Anyway, let's do full and then inactivity. Would that be best? Because I don't want it to wait till it's empty. Let's give that a go. Okay, but what do I actually want to do? Yes, we could go with our... So, if we say... Because actually maybe we need 1,000 might be... too much, but how much does... So a train of that is going to get 2k or so. Yeah, because this is counting the chest, so there'll be a whole load on the belts. Okay. So, if anything is less than 0, output. Yeah. Set train limit. Cool. So it'll open the station if there are less than 500 in the chests. Okay. Now, did I set this? Oh no, this is working. So get rid of that one. Another star. Well, there's just no more. We've done all the planets, and it just moves on to doing stars. Or maybe, I guess, which one would it... So Electra is new. Maybe you need this deep space thing to work out whether it's got planets around it, maybe? And this is just literally detecting the stars. That must be it. Because that's Calidus, that's where we are. Oops. I have to come say, I had no idea you went to properly other star systems. Okay. So, when there are accumulators and etc., it will send them up here. And they're both chugging away. Cool. In fact, it's backing up on accumulators. Cool. Okay. Right then. Let's actually do what we were going to do. I think I had identified where I was going to do rocket parts. Okay. So I'm going to do them down there. Now, what do we need to make rocket parts? Let's have a look. Can we go straight down there? Or do we need to... get chemical labs or anything like that. So they're both made in those things. And the idea... So RCUs, low density structures, heat shields are all things we're already making. So we then have cargo pods and rocket fuel tanks. They're made from advanced circuits, pipes, storage, so that's all locally, easily made locally. Iron chests, fast inserters, steel plate. So that they're all easy local productions. Or things, you know, we're bringing in already. And quite a nice overlap to them, so there's a lot of iron there. Bit of steel, and a lot of iron there, and a bit of steel. Fast inserters are going to require green inserters, aren't they? Oh, or do they in this? I don't think they do. Can't remember. These do. We still need green inserters, okay. So that's cool. But then what you actually have to do is turn them into these things, so we need other stuff delivering there. And then, as I understand it, they're like 1 stacks, basically. So what we then need to do is do this packing, which I've not done yet. But does just appear to take 5 of them and stick them together. And you're done. So it's not too difficult. Why does it have sulfur on it? Oh, I guess because of the heat shields. Okay. Okay. So the other part to it are the capsule-y things. Which I can't even remember where they are. There they are. Rocket control capsule big enough for a passenger. Can it be placed into a cargo rocket silo to complete a cargo rocket? Can be placed on the ground to take a passenger to an adjacent surface or an emergency burn back to the homeworld. Enter the capsule using enter. Now, so they have glass. Am I dropping glass off here? Somewhere? Took the stations off, didn't I? No. Okay. But it wouldn't be too much difficulty to add on. I just think, because I'm already bringing all of these things here. We've got our first cargo rocket here. Do I make the capsules here? And then just bring them over? Because there's also the liquid fuel. Which I thought the copper was going to be my absolute my knight in shining armour come to rescue me from the tyranny of solid rocket fuel production, but the craft time is just sarcastic. Because we are doing that over here. So I set this build up as like it's overflow, and I think I'd need 20 rows of these just to use up one or half a yellow belt or something. It's just like, okay, well that's not happening. I'm sure when I've got mega modules and all this sort of stuff, it'll be a lot better, but instead, we need to do solid rocket fuel, which, as I say, is being delivered here somewhere already. So perhaps what I do is we could deliver like the cargo sections here, because I need more room to build them. Don't think I could fit them in. But we make the capsules here and the solid rocket fuel, so we can bring the rocket fuel. Well, we've got the rocket fuel already here, but we turn it into the liquid stuff and put that on a train and put capsules on a train with it, maybe. Ratios are probably off there. But effectively, this becomes actually like a pickup station for like cargo. What the hell are they called? Landing pods or something? The heck is that? Supercharger. Oh, it's a robot charger. Okay. Capsules and liquid fuel, maybe? I'm still maybe on that because I'm not sure it wouldn't make more sense to build it over there, but let's just imagine that this is where I also make liquid fuel. I stick it on a train here. Obviously, I'm thinking, this is basically, it's this one that I'm fueling, the sciencey one. And then the excess, once that's fueled and ready to go and what have you, the excess goes on a train, and I take that wherever I decide to set up my cargo rocket area. Because all this stuff I'm making, the idea is I'm going to stick it in cargo rockets and send it where I need to send it. Yeah, okay. Rocket fuel from water is just so you don't get stuck. Okay. It's not meant to be used normally. Those item pages in SpaceX are almost scary big, yeah. It's a big list of stuff. The science just goes nuts, doesn't it? And this is one of the criticisms I've heard of it, that it's basically like almost exactly the same stuff over and over again, because it's all these data cards and all that sort of stuff. And you're kind of just doing the same thing over and over and over until you get to... There's the one with... will it show me on here? There's one of these will show me like every single thing listed. But there's these weird symbols. Where would that? Saw that. It's not in there, is it? I can never remember. Is it here? No, there's a whole thing with... Does it call them arcospheres or something? I can't remember. Yes. So, how are we doing? Yeah, I think that works as a bit of a plan. So we can focus on the pod, the cargo rocket things. So I think we can head down now without too much fear. Cool. Arcosphere. Okay. Yeah, as I understand it, that's like complex in a different way. And it's not... It's like the whole... Because the whole mod pack is actually not really designed around like mega basing. Well, I'm sure we'll have mega based it because people are insane. But it's more about the logistics of moving stuff around rather than producing, 10,000 science of every science sort of thing. Because the arcosphere thing is like fundamentally hard because it requires the logistics. And that's what it says on the description. So, Not logistics, the wires, basically. Circuit networks. Is my understanding. But, as I say, I have little to no understanding. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Oh! Oh, it doesn't matter, because there's no... There's no fluid production going on. Oh! Rushed out. My kill count on, like, pipes and stuff is going to be insane in this game. It's going the wrong way. I'm normally quite good at avoiding them. Oh! Now then, I think I didn't bring enough rail, did I? Oh. I think I'm just going to like turn this into a T-junction, basically. So, and then kind of just extend it straight down, like so. And we will then just kind of build in what we need to build in. I guess one of the questions really I should answer first is the maths one. Let's just build a bit of the old rail first. Into there, say. So, that only takes 5 seconds. You're done. Cool. That only takes 5 seconds. The packing. And it requires a cargo one per second, basically. So if we were to try and get, one of those happening per second, I've completely forgotten how many it needs. I think it's 100, like a normal rocket, isn't it? It's not going to show me on this, is it? I'll switch to that view. Yeah, 100 cargo rocket sections. Okay. Oops. So, if that's only holding 5, then you're making 1 a second. Then it would be 100 seconds, in theory. Is that the sort of rate? And that doesn't seem unreasonable to me, but I have no idea what a reasonable sort of rate is. Because that's only, it's like one every 1 point, whatever it is. Can't do the maths. So 100 divided by, 60. So 1 2/3 of a minute. So basically 2 every 3 minutes. That seems plenty, especially as you get them recycled, but I don't really know how all that works, so we're going to ignore that part of it for now. So if I was to try, and this is where we discover that's impractical. So it's a 30-second craft time. Wow, okay, yeah, there's no way we're hitting that to start with. 30-second craft time. We can put prods in them, so it reduces the material demand. If I put speeds in, obviously this is a thingamy blue machine. 0.035 a second. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 10 of them is 0.35 per second. So effectively 3 items per minute is what? 21 a minute. 0.3 per second. So it'll take 3 seconds to make one, which is then 15 seconds to produce one of these. So if it's 15 seconds, well, that's irrelevant, that bit. So 3 seconds to make one, and you need 100 per section. One every 5 minutes. That's still not. That's again not a clue whether that's sensible. It's a lot of material. Is just instantly obvious. But for those, they need just one and one. I mean, I don't think those two, the low density and cargo, are you know, RCUs are at that rate anyway. But let's say we made cargo rockets. Now, do you do prods or anything? Oh, you do. Okay. But speeds are probably better, because what's your craft time? 30 seconds. And 30 seconds there as well. So it's literally 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, isn't it? Okay. Okay. I'm thinking we go somewhere in between. We reduce the production burden a little bit without being too slow. Is this anywhere near a quarter? That's 0.34. That'd be a quarter. That's not far off. So let's reduce it a bit as well. So these will be like this. And then building them with one of those and one of those as well. Put them in, that was done. Okay, so slightly off because of course you get the, you know, slight tweak to it, I think. Is that right? So it requires 0.2 and that's 229. Oh, it is slightly overproducing, but only slightly. Is it just one too many? 0.2. 0.2. 193, so 2, yeah. That's fine. We'll leave it at that. The question then is, how do I support these? Because we need some random ingredients. So these ones then need... Feels like just one machine will be able to support these, but we shall see. Oops. Yeah, so that's overproducing, so that's fine. I don't suppose... Pretty much no, these don't take prods, because they're not technically intermediates of any kind. What's the other weird stuff you need? Pipes, storage tanks and pumps. They might be a problem. And pumps, okay. Pipes. Storage tanks. Pumps. Da-da-da. So yeah, they all overproduce. I wonder if... No, I can't, of course. Right, but you need... Oh, you're just steel and... Is it you? Yeah, you need electric motors. Now they're just iron, I think. Where's electric motors? Oh no, bit of copper cable. That's annoying. Because this is like a chain in this, isn't it? You need them. And you need them. Green circuits. And that's just iron again. So then you need iron rod. And the cylinder engines. They're making those. Copper cable is a thing. This is gears. So these are all things I want to make locally. The question... So we would not have enough engines. But the thing it's producing is way over spec, so that doesn't matter. They'll just be constrained by that, and only constrained by the tune of a fifth. And then... Oh, did I not? That machines is 0.8, but they're making those, which are going into those, and they're half over. So you probably would need a couple of copper cable machines. Oops. Or possibly, you know, speeds in just the one, maybe? No. Six, seven, eight, seven, get rid of those. Okay. So this is what we need to build. What we need to import then is what the heck is that? Dynamic emitter. Oh, there they go. These are the arcosphere things. An arcosphere collects arcospheres from the interstellar void. Must be launched from a space probe rocket silo that is in an asteroid. Oh, is in an asteroid field. Okay. Arcospheres are more difficult to find as more are collected. So there you go. You see, you can't produce a million of them because it slows your collection down. Cool. What the heck are these? Radio wave. There's some mad stuff in this. Oh, there we go. That's the other probe thing. Cool. Anyway, getting distracted. So we want low density structures and RCUs. these. I also need heat shields coming in from somewhere. What else? Red circuits is the other sort of reduced product. And then they're all iron and steel, aren't they, really? So, oh, well, we need steel as a thing for these. And then that's iron. So we've got green circuits would need to come in, but also copper anyway. Which, given we're bringing, oh no, because green circuits in this aren't iron, are they? They're stone tablets. Which we have no other reason to bring in. So everything here is iron and copper. Yeah, so I need green circuits as well. And then we need iron. Iron, which I was get all mixed up with, is there. Copper. Okay, so these are the things we need to bring in. Now what we're sending out is the packed ones. Cool. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. So that ginormous builds, but it's quite a lot of trains to bring in. Now it was these guys that needed those three, wasn't it? Okay. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so I'm thinking... Will you leave my turrets alone? Annoying, gribbly little creatures. Right, what I'm thinking is we put... First of all, we get the right one. We put a junction in here. Give ourselves a bit of space. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's get rid of the last bit actually. So then this where are you? There you are. This is our loading in packed thingamies. So you load. Oops. Packed rocket sections. Oh, that's quite big, isn't it? Because if I had a station in each of these, how many would I be able to fit in? Because I need... Well, we need the load 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could have them all in a row that way. But why bother? Why not just have them 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason I was thinking is because I might extend that, but am I really going to extend that? Or am I actually going to, you know, link it back to there in some way? Yeah, I think I'm going to abandon that idea. Which, you know, this is what the design process is for me. Throw as much poop at the wall and see what sticks. So instead, if the station was there, how much room would I have basically? I think it probably needs to be one further down. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that makes more sense, I think. Okay. So, let's have a think about signals with this. So if left hand tries come in there, that should actually be because that's the one. So I should maybe chain this around. See, they don't really make sense, these spur-off junctions. And that's one of the things I kind of realised playing this, because there isn't actually the room to fit a train in there. Even when I do the thing about, you know, get the signal up there and there, because I can't take it any further, there isn't room to put a 141 train in. So this is just a waste of space, really. So that being the case, why don't I just move it up like I have in the other one? We don't really need that signal as such. Why don't I simply do a better job? Okay. Wait, other way around. No, that's fine. Cool. Okay. A lot of devs seem to use the 111. We discussed it last week, I think, didn't we? Certainly a lot of the maps we've seen. Although I guess if V's actually the one making all the maps, then they're all going to be the same, aren't they? But yeah, I was intrigued by going 111. I do 141 almost purely out of habit. Okay. Let's just, I mean, this is not going to be like this, a massive, like, high throughput thing. It's just not got the chops to do it really. So yeah. How many do I need? I got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 7, 8, 9. Cool. Trick shot now is going to be working out which stations need to be which. Oh, that didn't. Okay. Look at all that rock. Nuts. Need to put that station in. So, if we imagine some sort of odd sort of bus idea. Then we've got like 9 stations, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that on there, and then let's do a couple more. 2, 3. Luck. So if this is our load on. Oops. Here. Just a simple low throughput jobby. Let's do that. Like so. So, we want the machine that's making these things, or doing the packing, should be here. This is our origin point, I think. So you are Mr. Packer. Excellent. And now, say, there's sort of a mad bus type way. What I do is it's not a bus at all, but it sort of has some of the same characteristics. But yeah, we will put, say, it's that there. And then we need to load them on. We need theoretical bacon space. And it's the cargo rocket section. So it's got 5 inputs. Well now. 5 inputs. Okay. Okay, so we only get 1 belt on the inside now. So we're going to need. Am I going to? I guess. Oops. Oh, Azimuth. It is a new star, so I guess we've run out of planets in the system. We got 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we do 4 on each side, I like so. Don't know why I put them so close, because I knew that wasn't going to work. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the volumes are very low, so this can be 2 things on one side there. And then we would want 2 on one there. We need an output. So we have to have another input there. Which we can reach, but it means doing lots of undergrounds, which is fine. Which is fine. And then I need to be offset, basically, I think. So that needs to be like that, so that you can reach. Is that right? I could do that so it stays nice and tidy, I guess. But then it also needs... I mean, these are 30-second craft time, aren't they? Yeah, so... Good old, reliable old... yellow inserters is fine. And you need to be... that, like that. You need to input there. Cool. Excuse me. Oh, and it also needs... It's on that side. Nice. Oh, I was putting... In fact, did I do that whole calculation? Without having put speeds in that? I did, didn't I? Oh well. Cool. So it needs low densities, RCUs, and heat shields. This didn't need anything else, did it? So, I guess the question is, did any of those other ones need any of that stuff? Don't think they do. So, no. No. So, they're the only ones that need low densities and RCUs and heat shields. Awesome. So we can put those as the things here. Oops. We're going to need a lot of trains. I didn't bring any trains today. So we would then have that one there. In the RCUs. These could be a lot closer, couldn't they, if they're literally just... these are the only two using them. Oh, don't know. In fact, I imagine I've got a... No, I haven't. Okay, heat shields. Got to be one of the intermediates. There we go. Okay. What else do I say? Because it's 5. Is it uneven? Low densities and that are the highest, but it'd be easiest to put the cargo pods and rocket fuel tanks all together on one thing. Because we're building them. And the others are pretty even, so it doesn't really matter. So maybe... That's our output for that one. Perhaps this one, let's see if we can line it up with this. Here. So this one is our, where it would end up being. Heat shields. And then these ones, well, these need to be on the other side really, don't they? The unloads. Just underneath, no, oh, a little bit tidier. Like that. And like that. So those can go up there. Obviously work out the exact bits and pieces later. But the basic point why did I do that? That was what I meant to do. Oh. Alright, yeah. So this then is going to be the whatever they're called. Cargo pods and tanks on that belt. Builds for them are a little bit complicated. They both require red circuits. That's interesting. Okay. But one we say is here. Missed. I mean, that needs 4 ingredients, one of which is the red circuits. I suppose the other one needs steel, does it? Yeah. Well, yes, but turned into storage tanks and pumps. Okay. That's fine. But yes, so that's in the wrong place, isn't it? Because it needs 4 ingredients rather. So I need to be able to take one there. And I guess maybe that's the output and that's the input. So I've been no, I haven't been speeding everything. Half speed, half prod. So that's a bit of an error. Schoolboy error. Yep. Cool. Doing them like this because I'm sort of assuming that we may need to go bigger, and going bigger can be achieved by extending the lines and upgrading the belts. So this is generally why I build. This is like my standard sort of design, and this is kind of the reason. But it's easy to expand. And allows you to do a bus type approach, which is usually conceptually pretty simple. Just make stuff, shove it in one end and take it out the other. But yes, it does tend to require quite a lot of planning. Right, so I guess we need one on one side, one on the other. But we also need to see what these actually need. So steel and red circuits are things we would be bringing in. And I can't remember whether we need iron chests and fast inserters. So iron chests don't need steel, do they? I'm thinking maybe this middle one is a combined red circuits and steel, maybe? Where are we? So there's really RCUs. RCU. 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 More steel. Get the old doobies today. There we go. De-doobrid. So we need steel for other things, but we could have one lane that comes out. It connects to one lane of red circuits, which are also needed elsewhere. And then they combine together. It actually maybe that because both are needed for other things, so it makes more sense to be combining them kind of here. Having used them for other things as well. But then it's the fast inserters, line chests. But what I'm thinking is that actually make these next and bring those over via belts from further down, because probably wouldn't end up. Did it again. You know, speed modulating those. I think this is essentially same number of ingredients. Yeah, it is. Oh. They usually just keep going with yellow belts for quite some time. Not usually, no. Well, I mean, this is quite unusual anyway, because usually I would have unlocked logistics bots, logistics chests, like ages ago. And what I tend to do is when you get to having logistics chests, it's then like a million times easier to like upgrade your bus, basically. So typically I build a bus. I know it's boring and what have you, but it's a system that works and is understandable. So I just use that approach. Usually, I have more recently tried doing a lot of other things like deliberate spaghetti and stuff like that. But effectively, I find, because what you can do, you know, if you've got a million billion yellow belts already, which I tend to have because I build a bus, then if you've got a requester chest, or you've got access to requester chests, of course, fast track, even in something like this, and it's pretty common throughout every overhaul mod that I've done, you know, red belts need yellow belts, so you can just basically request all of your yellow belts in, do a massive upgrade, and all of those yellow belts flood into that chest eventually, and get upgraded to red, and then from red to blue. It is absolutely dumping out the star systems, isn't it? So yeah, so no, I would probably be working with red belt mostly by now, although red belt tends to be a bit of a halfway step for me, generally speaking. So I would usually have launched a rocket and my base would probably be using red belt. You know, as in for normal game, rocket mining, end game, getting space science. So there would be a lot of red belt then, but then if I'm going bigger scale, or I've got other plans, or want to experiment with different recipes in an overhaul or what have you, then I'll switch to blue belt basically. And so effectively you sort of end up with this base that's like half yellow, half red, that I then basically take up to blue. I don't tend to do a lot of building with red. So the difficulty, I mean, I would probably be working with blue belt already by now, as I say, if I had that ability, just upgrade everything via chest. But then I've also, you know, got this weird mess for the for like the main build area, where I've just kind of rushed. It's been a bit of a weird progression in this, to be honest with you, because I got to, you know, rockets and all that sort of stuff, and I know they're earlier, but I got to them really quickly, you know. When I started streaming this, I hadn't actually played a lot of hours in it, sort of thing, because at that point I was already ready to do, you know, first rocket launch and that sort of thing, and I hadn't actually done that many hours playing it. But then it's almost regressed, and I've sort of done loads and loads of hours building intermediates, basically. And all of these builds here have taken hours and hours and hours and hours. Which is why we sort of ended up, you know, I'll just use the word behind, but it's not really behind. But yeah, stuck in a sense on Nalvis, because I'm sort of overbuilding everything, really. I tend to rush tech and then get stuck with my low production to actually use them. Yeah, it's a tricky thing. I've said this on many streams that, oh crack, it's nearly 6 o'clock, that red and green science unlocks so much stuff, and it's easy to rush. You know, you can get, if you know what you're doing, you can get to bots really quickly, because you don't need that much blue science to get bots, and you know, proper logistics quests are a bit gated behind sort of gold science, isn't it? But excuse me. But yeah, so you can get there really quickly, and then you sort of discover, well, okay, I've got bots, but I've unlocked so many technologies that I'm not building, and all of them require, you know, steel, and I'm not making any steel, and so you sort of come in, and I always find this with every playthrough I do, that I get to a point where I'm like not making any progress at all in science because I'm trying to actually build the deficit that I've created, essentially. And it's one of the things I tend to, you ever see me posting on Reddit, I'm often saying to new players, take it steady, you know, just do a few techs, and get those unlocked, you know, and properly built, and actually manufacture rail and belts and stuff at volume, and all of the steps that are needed for that. Otherwise you'll suddenly find yourself going, oh no, I need to produce production science, and that requires, you know, insane amounts of stuff that I just haven't built a single piece of, you know. And I think it's one of the contributing factors to the whole, oh, I'll restart and I'll build my base properly next time. That people tend to get trapped in. So I don't actually know which is which on this, do I? Which is going to be which? That would be red? Yeah. I'll just connect it up, but I need to work out where it is. And then that one's steel. That. So what's the other thing it would need that I could put on? Don't know. Pumps, maybe? So the red one was on the outside there. All the way around, like that. So that would be going that way. And we would need to add in, say, pumps or something. So now I can build the fiddly other bits and basically ferry them down to where they need to be, is my plan. However, it is 6 o'clock. Right. If we do that one first, maybe, does that make the most sense? Probably not. Probably better. If that is where the output is, for whatever it is. I guess tanks is probably going to be the easiest because it's just iron and steel. That was going to be the bacon, wasn't it? So if it's just iron and steel and it's just one machine, I guess it's there. Is it? Yeah, I believe it was just one machine, wasn't it? So we'd then have those coming that way. Now this one is the steel. messy, isn't it? So then I'm saying that's iron, am I? Maybe do it. Then I don't need iron for anything else, do I? What about something like that? Yeah, it's a little bit tidier, isn't it? So then we'll just pop this. It says here. I need to go, obviously, restock as per. Let's do it like that. So that will be putting up tanks, which go on there. These are quick, aren't they? 3 seconds, yeah, that's fine. Cool! Exactly, explained it perfectly, yeah. Good. Yes, so that's it for today. Didn't quite finish what I was intending to finish, because I got a bit stuck, didn't I, with this, and also the horrors of my decision-making about sulfuric acid have come back to bite me. I do need to landfill this, though, because we really need, I think, the kind of consolidated refueling thing built in here, so that I don't have to worry as much about, oh, well, is this station got fuel, and what fuel has it got? And I can get rid of all of that infrastructure rubbish like this that I'm doing, stealing things out of other things and filling up infinite chests. So yeah. And once this is in, and then there's actual bots, it becomes a lot more efficient, because the bots will just fill up the boxes rather than belting everything everywhere. But yeah. Cool. Yeah. So let's pop my schedule up. I will be back tomorrow at exactly the same time, playing exactly the same thing. Whether I've made any progress from here, I don't know. I really need to go out for a walk. Today has been bizarre. I don't know where the time has gone. It's just disappeared. It's now 6 o'clock UK time, and I thought I just got up 5 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't know where the time is, and I need to go for a walk really, because I haven't been outside at all. Which means I probably won't do any Factorio, because I'll come back and I'm actually watching the Amazon Fallout Prime series, which I've been kind of amazed by, because it's actually quite good. And I really wasn't expecting it to be quite good. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I'm just really surprised that it's good for some reason, and I don't know why. But yes, I've been watching that. But so I'll be continuing on with that. But yes, so I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, same thing. And am I next? Hang on, let me check the calendar. Hang on, I might have got this mixed up. Yes, no, and next week as well. So next week will be the same. SpaceX both Saturday and Sunday. That's the 20th and the 21st of April. But the 2 weeks after that, I will not be streaming, basically, I will say. I might end up doing so, but certainly the weekend after, so the weekend of the 27th, 28th, I'm attending this games conference that I go to, WASD, in London, which is a great deal of fun, but kind of writes off, that weekend, basically. So I won't be attending. The weekend after that is just more because it's my birthday, basically, and I may be visiting my family. So basically, stream tomorrow, no problem. Streams next week, exactly the same. 2-week gap then, back on the 11th, 12th of May. And should then basically be streaming all the way up till whenever, summer holiday maybe, because I've got so much unused leave. But that also means the Friday Facts video. So the other thing I usually promote is I have a YouTube channel. It has all the VODs for this series and every series that I've done, which is loads of them. But I also put up Friday Facts videos for anyone who is watching this series new. They are really good fun to make. This week's one was enormous. It's an hour and 45 minutes longish. Because there's loads of speculation about the new expansion, which is the bit I really love doing about the series, is just nattering on with wild ideas and nutty thoughts about all the strange and wonderful things that we may be getting in the Space Age expansion, as well as talking about the details of the development that they post in the blogs. It's a great deal of fun, and people do seem to enjoy them. So if that's anything that might be of interest to you, then I do encourage you to go check that out on my YouTube channel, as I say. Otherwise, all it remains for me to say is, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.